what you've been looking at all morning. Now we'll get an explanation. So,
Sorry.
not sure who's talking. I only had one name, but.
And need the mic?
I don't think I need the mic. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. And excuse our tardiness. We got held up by a train which locked down our area. So it took us 40 minutes to go around to come to get over here. So anyway, my name is Charles Loomis. Can't hear me? Thought I had a big mouth. My name is Charles Dumas. We're part of this company, Eggcellent Quiche. The parent company is the Family Grub Hub. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about us. My wife thought of this. That's her in the back. And we're both retired law enforcement officers. Our background in food, my dad was a chef, so I grew up working in kitchens with him as a kid, hotels, ships, restaurants, you name it. I've done it with him. My wife's grandfather was a chef also. She's been trained in baking. Of course, my father gave me training in food, and when we retired, we kept saying we wanted to get into the food business, but we didn't know which direction or what we would produce. So I'll start this so you can see our story. So of course, good morning. So how did we think of quiche? Wasn't my thought at all. Quiche would have been the last thing that I would have wanted to produce. But as you can see, it was mainstream. The first time I ate quiche, of course, when I met my wife. My family didn't eat quiche. We were country people. We ate grits and eggs. You know what I mean? So quiche was not something that was in play. Spiritual revelation. That's how we got the idea. My wife came to me and said that she was praying with prayer people, and that God told her to do quiche. Okay? All right. So she hugged up on this guy who said, "Who eats quiche?" Right? And for me, I was like, I really wasn't feeling, I was not happy with quiche, all right? Things I rather do or work on, all right? I'm a barbecue guy. That's what I'd rather do. Or I'd rather be at the ball game.
Really watching the Giants now?
That's right. Well, hey, I'm a Giant fan. Or, look at that. I'd rather be on the beach. At the Met game, I see I pick all losers. Or back to barbecue. Those are the things I'd rather do, not quiche. But we began making quiche. We talked about it, and I had a specific thing that I wanted to do in order for me to come on board. I wanted, if we were going to produce quiche, I wanted to create a barbecue quiche. Of course, she looked at me like I was crazy, but it worked. We concentrate on using local ingredients, okay, from farmers in the area. So as you see, we reached out to Seder Farms for spinach. We reached out to another farm in Long Island for goat cheese, etc., etc. So we're doing our best to use ingredients that come from the area because we like to hang out east and we're big wine drinkers. You know, so they said we're dedicated to using fresh and local ingredients here. Our vision is to introduce quiche to more people and to shine a light on the dish. It seems that quiche was a big deal in the 70s and the 80s, late 70s, early 80s. And after the mid 80s, it kind of died down. But in doing farmers markets and other things, we're running into young people and they'll walk by us and they'll say, well, what's that? We'll say quiche. Then they'll say it again, well, what's that? So we find ourselves explaining to people, not only young people, there are some people like 30s, late 20s who don't know what quiche is also. So I found that kind of intriguing, even though I never had it till I met my wife. I didn't know what it was, you know. So we embarked on this journey, and it's becoming and it's moving quite well, especially amongst families. All right? We have 3 quiche that we say are not the normal. The first one is the barbecue quiche. Now, what's unique about the barbecue quiche, it's a vegetarian quiche. There is no meat in it, which works very well for us. That's a market that we went into because my wife is a vegetarian. Not me. She is.
Got a happy kid in the back corner over there. I'm smiling.
So, everyone knows what seitan is, or how they pronounce it. It's like a textured tofu thing with wheat product. So, I grabbed some of that and started experimenting with it. And I make my own barbecue sauce and add some spices. I started seasoning it like I would season pulled pork or some pork ribs or something of that nature. And guess what? It turned out pretty good. The next quiche, Caribbean jerk. Again, I make a pretty decent jerk sauce. I took the same product and added the jerk sauce, and we added some different cheeses. In the barbecue quiche, we use a smoked Gouda and a horseradish cheddar. In the Caribbean jerk, we use a habanero cheddar and a Monterey Jack cheese. So in each of these quiches, and most of our quiches, we try to use a cheese that will complement the vegetable or whatever is in the quiche. Our last one, which was asked by one of the goat producers, saw us over, tasted our quiche, ran over, dumped some goat cheese on the table, said, see what you can do with that. I was like, oh, wow, I didn't even think of that one. So we got together and we came up with this goat cheese and caramelized onion quiche. Turned out to be our #1 seller. The barbecue became the #2. The Caribbean jerk I just created 2 weeks ago. So far, it's been moving very well. My idea, when it comes to quiche, my wife, it's her recipe, but I come up with these ideas, especially on the vegetarian front, because my thing is, for me, I believe most vegetarians used to eat meat or eat something, you know, like meat at one time or another. And just because you're a vegetarian shouldn't mean that you can't have a flavor that you had when you were eating meat. So whenever I think about creating a food or a dish for vegetarians, I want to remind them of something that they don't get. So that's why I came up with the barbecue and the Caribbean jerk. So those markets are working very well for us. So, as we work to bring you great food with excellent quality. I'm always testing, she's always testing, we're always asking questions and looking, and we've had an issue with finding a local person to provide the amount of eggs we need. We're still working on that, okay? Because our whole objective is everything that we put in the quiche should come from Long Island. That is our objective. Not only that, yes?
What the quantity of eggs you are looking for?
We run through 30 to 40 dozen a week. Okay?
Can you speak up a little bit? I'm sorry, one time here.
A lot of eggs.
Yes, a lot of eggs. And we also are trying to find a local cheese producer who produces the cheeses that we use also. So that is one of the main things that we're striving for. And not only that, I'm in a group called the Barbecue Brethren, my wife and I. We do a lot of things for veterans. I'm a vet myself. And one of the things that I found that really makes me upset is we do a lot of things for vets who are hospitalized and who are homeless, which kind of upsets me that we have homeless vets. So we try to do a lot of things dealing with them as far as food things and things of that nature. Check us out at a market. So we've been doing 2 markets, Sayville and Hampton Bays. We've done some other things, Belmont Racetrack and a few other places. Humble beginnings. Actually, we are a brand new company. We just started in May. Okay, we put this company together in May. When we first started putting the product out there in June, within 2 weeks, we saw the potential. Because a lot of people kept coming back and asking, where can we order, where can we do this, where we can do that. So we had to put our business hats on as far as food distribution, and we are thankful for organizations like this and other organizations where we can get the information we need, not only to help us, create an income, but also do things in the community. I'm a community person, I always have been. So that is our objective. Not only that, our vision is to be in a store near you. So wherever you can think of, whoever you can dream of, we're looking to be there. Yes, sir.
That lady right there. I'm not joking, that's where my products are going in about 3 weeks.
Okay.
And I need to know where I can get one of these, because that was delicious.
Okay. The lady back there, Becky, you can ask her, she'll work it out. I'm just the worker, she's the boss.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
He wants more quiche.
He wants more kids.
Pretty simple. Feed the man. Deborah?
I have a recommendation.
Yes.
I don't know if they have enough volume, but Browder's Birds is on the North Fork.
Okay.
And they also make quiches on a limited basis,
Okay.
but they're all local farmer up there. I can give you his name, Chris Browder.
Chris Crowder.
And then there's Catapano Farms, which is a goat cheese
Okay.
producer. I can talk
Yes,
to you.
we did call Scotapano, and they said they cannot commit to the amount of goat cheese that we need, because also, besides eggs, we go through a lot of goat cheese.
Where do you currently make this?
At the Stony Brook Incubator in Calverton. Yes.
So since you're a new company, what are you finding your biggest challenges?
Biggest challenge, one of the
What we
biggest
can help you
challenge is packaging. That's a big challenge.
Cost, the right package, what is?
Cost, barcoding, nutritional information, that kind of stuff, which we're working on, but we find that when you embark on some of this stuff, and people say, oh, 'cause my mantra is this, and my wife will tell you, I stay in my lane, okay? Now that I'm not in law enforcement and we're doing this, my lane is producing the product. That's my lane, okay? Anything else, I want to get somebody who knows what they're doing, okay? We're getting our website put together. I was, oh, you can do this website. No, that's not my lane, okay? So I went to find someone to put the website together, you know, so. That's just me, but some things my wife, no, maybe we can do it. Okay, you can try that. That's not my lane. And I will quickly tell anybody what's my lane and what's not, okay?
What's the shelf life?
Shelf life. Refrigerated, it will last 8 days. Frozen, 2 months. That's what we say, but it can last longer. But I want you to be done with it by within 2 months. We do sell them frozen. That's how we sell them. It makes it much easier for us and it's less complicated. So when we're at the market, I go get the dry ice to keep them frozen, big giant cooler, and we do what we do. Yes.
So the top 5 first challenges that you have that maybe we can help you with, that you are looking for. You have
Packaging, getting out there. It's another challenge.
Anybody have suggestions for?
You and I should talk, I could give you some advice on the packaging.
Okay, okay, absolutely.
Of nutrition?
Nutrition, like, yeah, I can definitely help you with that.
Okay, that's good. This
What's
is
the next
wonderful.
one?
What's the next one?
Are you
Sweden.
incorporated? Do you have all your stuff
Yes,
set up?
we're incorporated, we are incorporated. The Family Grub Hub is the umbrella company because before we were doing Quiche and while we were working in the city, you know, doing what we do as law enforcement people, people were always asking us to fix stuff or, you know, make food. And then where she gets her hair done, they would start ordering stuff, and I would say, who told them that we do this? I'm like, we don't do this. But people kept ordering, hey, could you bring me 5 of this or 4 of that, or?
How long are you married? Did you actually ask her why we're doing this?
Yeah. For a while, we have 5 kids. They're all big and out of the house, and which is good. I hope they don't start coming back. Yes.
With the barcoding, there's a company, it's called GS1 Company. They do
GS1.
everything online. If you need more information, I'll be happy to help you and guide you.
Right, I'm gonna remember all these spaces.
You just have to go online, just
Yeah.
email one of us or Dolores.
Okay.
Right, Dolores?
Okay.
I'm placing my order.
So, you know,
Right now, man, she a little busy.
Just send Dolores the emails, that's okay.
so those 3 are our major objectives. Then, you know, once we start, because we've got a few farm stands and small stores, but then I started thinking, as you start trying to grow and you're shipping a frozen product, now you know, you have to be able to deliver these things and keep them, you know, intact and in that way. So that becomes to, you know, more expense and more things and equipment, because we had the idea of vacuum sealing them also. So we went to meeting at the Taste of New York off the expressway there. And they had a guy there talking about bacteria, and we asked him the question when it came to vacuum sealing, should we do before freezing or after? And he gave us some good information on what to do and how the process should take place. So, like I said, the Family Grub Hub is the parent company. Eggcellent Quiche is the company that we're here presenting. We were also doing festivals while we were working in law enforcement, so people knew me for being a big fried fish guy. That was one of my staples besides making barbecue. I like to fry fish. I'm a big fried fish eater. I love it. My family's from Georgia. I go fishing all the time when I can, when the boss lets me. So, yes, sir.
There's a very big, very growing vegan market, especially with the new documentary that came out by James Cameron on Schwarzenegger called Game Changers.
Yes.
There are great chickpea recipes. They're probably making great quiche if you want to have them in option.
Okay, absolutely, thank you, thank
That was
you.
Jeremy.
Yes, thank you. Most of our quiche are vegetarian. They only can be vegetarian, they can't be vegan because we use eggs. So, and I'm not a person, I don't want to use artificial eggs. We had a gentleman come to us at the last time we had the function in Melville, who mentioned using, the carton eggs, come in the carton. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, just it's not it's not an artificial egg. It's real chickpeas.
Right.
So
No, I know what you're talking about there, yes.
And it cooks just like eggs.
Cooks just like eggs, yes.
It's just that, and you can use a vegan cheese. It's really a very strong movement.
product, so it'll generally taste like it, or take on the flavor of the barbecue, or the.
I do recipe development too, so if you're interested in trying that.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So,
We have to work on that one.
It's growing, and the thing with vegans are, when they find a product they like, they're extremely loyal.
We pay double, too.
They're paying money, and they're extremely confident.
oh, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
I will pay double.
So this is my last slide, and we do small catering. That's the Family Grub Hub part of our company, and we were at Grill Hampton. We were invited out there by Dan's Papers. I was in the Sub-Zero area, and they invited us because we have a plant-based pulled pork sandwich. That's why they invited us. And their whole thing was, they do this barbecue event every year with hundreds of vegetarians there who never have anything to eat. So they invited us, they did a little write-up about it, and it was very successful. So this is the basis of what we do, and like I said, quiche is our main thing. Our plan is to do many different things with quiche. My next quiche that I'm trying to put together, that I want to be vegetarian, is Korean duck. I'm gonna figure that out some kind of way. Yes.
There's a small growing distributor on Long Island, and I think they're just getting into refrigerated foods. I can give you their name.
Okay, yes, thank you.
We sell them frozen though.
Yeah, but they can be refrigerated too. She knows, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Yes?
Because, when you take a brand like this out, there's a lot, like you said, there's a lot of costs involved. Did you
Yes.
guys establish any kind of budgets for each tier of developing the business? How much you gonna put into marketing, how much for this, how much for?
Yeah, we been talking about it, and again, that's not my lane. We have an accountant, we're gonna sit down with him, and we're gonna sit down with, well, we haven't found the person yet, or anyone who could help us set that up and line it out, yes.
I know you mentioned Hampton Bays, so are you out in that area, or, cause
We're in we're at the incubator in Calverton. yes.
I don't know, Olish Farm Stand
Mhm.
in Eastport, and then the Fruit King on Montauk Highway are two places that I would think your product would work very well at.
Fruit King and Olish are both owned by the same person.
Yeah.
So what I think we should do, one is we've got to check, as you're incorporated now.
Yes.
One of the things is to make sure your D&B numbers and your NACS codes and all that are correct, because then it opens it up to all these grant programs that are out there
Right.
to help you. If you want to put together a list of questions and we can circulate it again, this is what the blog's about, and we can post what you're looking for.
Right.
As you can see, you can get at least a lot of direction and hopefully many of your answers to what you're looking to do.
We
And some help.
definitely need help with that code. I
So
went
if-
online to try to fill out that thing for that grant. It looks like Chinese.
All right,
I have no idea what was